stories, man. These is lived experiences. Welcome to the Swang Glow Podcast Show through Rock Creek. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at this round table amongst my round table family, man. Salute to all of y'all that's able to catch the live, and most definitely salute to those guys that's able to catch this live a little bit later. I know people be having things to do throughout their day, especially during these hours. So respectfully, hey man, take care of your priorities. Get to the round table when you can. You feel me? Salute to those of y'all though that's catching it a little bit later, that might be in traffic or on the road or on your way in or out of work, man. All love, all respect. Now, look, before I jump into what I'm going to jump into, please let me take this opportunity now to ask you all, to those of y'all that haven't done it already, please like, comment, share, and most definitely subscribe to the Smanglow Podcast Show. Do Rock Creep. It helps us get further into the algorithm, and that's always the goal, to be better versions of ourselves every day. So just imagine you get to become a better version of yourself each and every time we come to this round table and we sit down with and look around this round table at all these wonderful people, all these wonderful great minds that come and contribute what they can from the most loved and respectable parts of their hearts. You feel me? That come in peace. That don't come to cause division or spread hatred or, preach false narratives or any of that stuff, man. That's what make this round table family so great, man. So I have to show love to all my round table family, man. Those of y'all that jump in the chat, man, if you feel like engaging, I encourage engagement. Just keep it respectable for those of y'all that may not be familiar with how we get down over here, man. We encourage y'all to jump in the chat and do what you do, man. Just be respectful. That's it. That's all. Become part of this family. That's what we about. We a different vibe over here. We come to educate. We don't come to bully. We don't come to harass. We don't come to target. We come to educate people. You feel me? And hopefully within that education, cause bridges to band together rather than apart, like some of these guys want things to be. Sadly, you have these guys that are so hell-bent on the destruction of what they once represented, right? To the point where they abide by no rules or regulations, just like a pisita, right? Once they get over there, they go full-fledged police mode. That's expected of all of them that go to that side of the gate. And again, this is for educational purposes. This is not for bullying, targeting, or harassing anybody. Educational purposes on the part of the life of these guys that they don't want you to know about. They only want to highlight out all the wrongs and faults of situations, moments in time that they would never have no relation to. And this is done disrespectfully by guys that's just dressed in sheep clothing, but really are wolves of the worst kind. And you would never see them or spot them unless you have PC whisperer, a pisita whisperer. That's me, by the way, right? That's able to smoke them out the crevices and cracks where they hide, where they throw their rocks and then hide their hands, right? And try to play victim, and they don't want no more smoke, like little buddy in the back, the guy that got deported out to Mexico, right? That kicked all this off by making a video of me, right? Eating the tortilla chips, right? In the video, having a humorous time at my expense. And at the same breath, say how educated and smart I am. And in the same breath, say that I'm a cell soldier, right? Now, who by the way don't want no more smoke because he know what I got on him. So use a smart little house mouse. Use a smart little house mouse, little buddy in the back that's deported over in Mexico right now. So I don't want to seem like a bully. So hey, just watch your step though. Cause every step you take, I'll be watching you. Point blank, period. And again, in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this a form of bullying or harassing or targeting. This is for educational purposes only, right? To educate these people on we will not be bullied, we will not be harassed, and we will not be targeted by anybody by representing the truth, by presenting the truth to the people on a lifestyle that's chosen by people that want you to believe that the lifestyle that they left, that they traded, that current lifestyle that they traded what they once was for that lifestyle. Okay? And they only did that because they was forced out of that last lifestyle. Point blank, period. They was forced out. But look, before I continue on with that, right? I had a number of proud Hispanic people reach out to me, right? Some being Serranios and a couple of Nortes, right? And I made it perfectly clear, right, when I even jumped into this whole little thing with addressing these dudes, right, these guys, that in no way, shape, form, or fashion did I ever allow these guys online, who we all know has smut on their names, right? Um, do they ever cast a whole shadow over the whole entire race? Never. Absolutely not. And I've said it a number of times also that I have direct targets on the people that I speak on. Whoever I want to bring to this round table and educate people on, I'm going to educate them on them. And I'm going to make it clear that I know that the Southsiders would never get in, get involved in nothing like this. They would never stand behind these type of people ever, nor would the North Daniels. I know this for a fact. One thing that I also knew is they would never come online and speak their politics, not the real ones. They would never do that. Right? So with that understanding, right, it has to be said, right, that again, that just because these guys have they are dressed a certain way and may speak a certain way, right, does not cast a shadow on that whole entire race. These are not the beliefs. These guys that hollered at me wanted me to let it be known that these guys that's online that's doing these disrespectful videos that may look Hispanic, they not standing behind none of that. These guys are not associated with any of their organizations, whether it be Serenio or whether it be Norteño, right? That's what they wanted to make clear, right? They don't stand behind none of this shit with these dudes. Their beliefs are not these dudes' beliefs. Their beliefs don't have nothing to do with either of their organizations, right? These people are proud, of their heritage. They are proud of, you know, what they're proud of, right? So bam, with these dudes that's online, they don't stand behind them. The only people that embrace these type of dudes is the people that has been fooled by who they think these people are, who these people are jumping behind the camera pretending to be. Why these type of people do race baiting type of content. See, this guy, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? With him, he continued to attack by doing these who done it type gang documentaries on certain blacks. They may be connected to the Crips as of late, right? After this is all follow up after he do the disrespectful video towards Compton, right? His follow up videos is targeted, but in the way that he's trying to do it, right? It's kind of like I'm gonna slap you this way, bam, right, and see the effect from that, and then just before you are able to adjust from that slap, bam, slap you again and slap you back that way, right? He's trying to throw y'all for a loop, but he says, "Oh, I'm trying to prove a point." What point are you trying to prove? See, it's little games of disrespect like that, right? That people won't point it out, that they don't stand behind bullshit like that, because everybody with a good mind see exactly what this dude is trying to do. He calls the riff for what he thought. And he think people like me that make these videos now, that's bringing him into question about his motives behind what he's doing, is just disgruntled people. Nah, this isn't being disgruntled at all, sir. This is me actually sitting down at a round table with not just myself, but with my people, hopefully some of your people, and you, sir. And this is addressing, why do you feel the need to make the people of color a target of your destruction, of your hatred? Is it because I bring you into question and I bring solid, valid questions, and when I hold that mirror up to you, sir, and you are forced to look at yourself, sir? Ain't no way around it, because everybody else is looking, sir. Now there's people that's within your circle that's looking, sir, and behind your back and under their breath, they questioning, because they right there with you, and they like, this fool really is like that, though. He really does these type of things, though. That room gets smaller and smaller, sir. Next thing you know, it's going to be you. Everybody else forced out, just you. On your path and terror of destruction of what you think you're doing to the streets and to the gang culture. What you're doing isn't helping it, sir. And it's crazy how good you have become at persuading the people, that at least the number of people that you do have that believe in that agenda that you call yourself pushing, right? With that straight, stern face, that honest looking face, right? It's a trip seeing this guy in character like that. But behind that little man with that hat on, right? With that San Francisco hat on, right? Or that homie hat on, right? Looking silly as hell. You see that little mouse back there. And that little mouse is like, this is level 4 mainline general population all over again. Every time I see this black guy's face, so I'm just gonna keep making black guy videos, because I know this is driving his anger. This is not anger, sir. This is me actually holding the mirror up to you. This is me holding the camera pointed back at you. You feel me? And allowing the people to see who you are for who you are. Okay? Now, you can make as many videos as you want, sir. pointing out and highlighting out just these old gang crimes. You feel me? We're not mad by that. We're just shocked that you would dip so low. But you're supposed to be this fascinating reformed ex failed Nathaniel, who, by the way, don't want you associated or affiliated with them in no way, shape, form, fashion, period, and trust and believe. Shout out to all the real days, man. Ain't no way I'm allowing this clown to ever be associated with y'all. No, 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 no. I said it before, I will say it again, and I'm going to make it very, very clear that he has nothing to do with them. They have nothing to do with him. That guy can't even go back to where he grew up at. Not without police escort, of course. If he have police escort, then yeah, he's that famous. Police escort only. And getting back to little buddy in the back, the one that got deported over there to Mexico, right? That made the video about me and said that I was a cell soldier, right? Hey, you made the right decision by just shh. You made the right decision, sir. And just keep it that way. Straight up. But I did have to come and again, I stress the fact that him or the other guy, they have no association with either the northern Hispanics or the southern Hispanics. You feel me? Point blank, period. They would never come online and speak their politics, and never, most definitely would never come in defense of a dropout. And again, in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this a form of bullying, harassing, targeting, or any of that stuff, right? We are strictly here to educate about what's factual. See, these guys have been able to develop such a voice and platforms online because the real ones don't come online and air out politics. You feel me? They look at that as police shit, something they would never do. So for guys like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end and the other little buddy in the back that got deported to Mexico, right? They have nothing to do with no structure, period. These dudes are renegades. You feel me? Abandoned and broken-hearted men that has been if they was allowed back, trust, they would have went back and you would never hear all these negative things said by these guys, right? If they was invited back, I can promise you, they would have went back on hands and knees proudly. But no, that's not reality for those men. That would never be reality for those men. But here it is. They would jump behind their cameras with these honest faces and try to convince the world how reformed of a man that they are, to the point where all they do is go after gangs, do race baiting type of content, thinking that you're stirring the pot. No, you're not stirring the pot, not in the way that you think you are. You feel me? Not in the way that you think you are, sir. Again, I tell you, you're not that good of a chess player. Neither one of you guys. But 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. I do suggest that you keep advising little buddy in the back. You know, the one that love holding Dub's jingle bells. That guy, the one that got deported back to Mexico, who copy all of Dub's mannerisms and try to be just like him. Just like his papacita. That's facts. He's a swagger jacker. That's his truth. And he knew that I was really finna expose his truth had he made one more video being disrespectful towards me and my name and my character by calling me a cell soldier. When again, let me remind you all, he made a video about me in which I'm not mad at. But he did make that first move and made that video about me eating the tortilla chips, right? Sitting just like the little mouse that he is, watching the video. And then said that I was a cell soldier. Then had the audacity to double back, make another video, and said that he stood on what he said. And went the extra mile to call me a police by saying and insult my roundtable family, saying that my roundtable family was rats for bringing information to me about him, real information that made up. But he said that they was rats, and the person that they was giving the information to should have a badge, who was me. Right? So I tell little brother in the back, the one that got deported to Mexico, I tell him just like this. Okay, make one more video. And education time will be in effect. Little buddy in the back. Right? And ever since he been yeah, stay that way, sir. Because you know what I got on you. You know we don't lie here at this round table. Not ever. On you? Baby Dubsita? Of you? You a bad imitation of Dubs, bro. Why you? We didn't know who you was, and when I became aware of this is Dub's illegitimate child. He idolized this man to the point he made all those videos and then started trying to talk just like him, sit there just like him, and talk about the videos just like Dubs. I said this dude is a swagger jacker. And then he's all over the map chasing stories. But his main focus was Dubs. He was a real stan. And again, I have to stress that this guy has no affiliation and no loyalty to nothing but authority. Both of them. So they are not affiliated with no organization. Not the Southern organization, not the Northern organization. That has to be made clear. So shouldn't nobody be, disrespected or attacking people that has nothing to do, or association with these renegade type people that end up in bad standings for whatever reason. Right? And they was telling me like, man, we don't give acknowledgement to the dudes like that. That's how they was able to build such a big voice, because we don't give acknowledgement to them. The same rules as prison, the same out there as far as how they don't deal with them. This is how a lot of them was able to get the big platforms, because dudes wasn't out there just openly coming out as themselves, contesting and shit like that. They wouldn't, same rules. Don't acknowledge them. You feel me? My thing is, I'm going to acknowledge the fact that if it's a false narrative that's being ran over and over by these dudes, and they the only ones that have these big platforms and these big voices, then that's what the public is going to start to believe. Because these dudes have mastered the art of straightening their face to the point of absolute convincing, where they made it work. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. Oh man, he's not even a good actor. He just naturally have an ugly face, right? With all them tattoos all over his face and head, right? So he looks the part and he looked convincing when he talked. He's not using harsh cuss words, or he's studied his own mannerism. You can tell. And you can also tell like how he edit his videos. The same with little brother in the back over there, deported in Mexico. Right? Both of these guys. Scripted. Not real, fake version. I'm the guy that's telling y'all got to go back and question everything y'all done ever watched on them people. Question everything. Nothing is off the table when it comes to questioning anything that they've already put out there that I can tell you that's for absolute certain is a lot false. And if it ain't false, then they ratting on something. That's the only thing real about it. If it's considered to be real, it's ratting. Period. Outside of that, all that other stuff, they just point the finger at one side, but they don't tell y'all about taking that helicopter ride, being rushed off the yard, where the people was trying to save their life because they done got stabbed up so many times, where they have to take them to an outside hospital because the prison hospital don't have the equipment to save you. So they got to get you to an outside hospital in the rush in a helicopter. They'll pull that helicopter on the middle of the yard. Bam! Take your body and throw you on top of that in that helicopter and pull that helicopter off the yard and take you to the nearest hospital. That's when you know you in trouble. The ambulance, yeah, okay, the ambulance, they come, they feel like they can take you over to the infirmary on prison grounds and possibly save you with the equipment that they got. If it look like it's not that bad. 9 times out of 10 though, a lot of dudes take that ghetto flight. And that's just this is not glorifying violence. This is not glorifying prison, because y'all know I don't do that. I just keep it real. Because guess what? I'm living in it right now. Can't nobody else give you the feelings of prison like I can. Be descriptive of it like I can. But see, people like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end and this other knockoff version of Dubs, right? Little brother in the back that's deported over in Mexico right now, right? With them bad charges on him, right? They've perfected the art of pointing the finger one way, but never giving testimony on what that feeling was like when they had all them puncture wounds in their body. And they hung in the balance with all those stab wounds. You got multiple nurses trying to hold them stab wounds together so you don't bleed out so bad and leave right there. Multiple nurses is trying to hold on to them wounds and keep them holes closed as much as they can until they actually get you where you need to be at. They got you on breathing machines and all kind of shit, right? Tell us about that. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. Tell us how it felt. What those stab wounds felt like. What it felt like having all those nurses just trying to pinch all them stab wounds together so you don't bleed out. How they running you across the yard on that gurney. We want to hear about that testimony. Stop digging up all these old gang, you know, BS videos that you've been coming up with. You feel me? Straight up. Tell us about that. That's what we want to know. How did it feel being carted off in that helicopter to that outside hospital? And then when you finally get in there, the operations that you had to go through. What was you thinking? Did you feel deceived? Did you feel life had shifted and changed? Tell us. We want to know that part. Once you was able to recover from all those stab wounds and you ended up where you ended up, we want to know about that, how that life started for you. Once you ended up over there. Don't tell us about all these bitter feelings that you have for where you just left. We don't want to hear about none of that. Of course, that comes with the game, right? We in fact want to know, once life started for you over there, the people that you was around, how you start thinking, what made you start thinking like that once you got over there, the things that you was able to do while over there that you had to pay no consequences for if you was on the main line. We want to know about that. Tell us about that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. All my roundtable family, salute Miss Golden, my beautiful woman and co-host. I see you, wonderful. I see you. Send my love and respect to you as always. Dirty D, what up, Brody? I see you. Salute, salute. Guerrilla warfare, man. I see you, man. Send all my love and respect to you. As always, Dexter Robinson, salute, salute. Glad you was able to make the live, Brody. Bobby J, what's up, Brody? Salute to you. Send all my love and respect to you as well. Jake Brown, big bro. Salute again, salute again. All love, all respect, big bro. Keith Claus, what's up, Brody? Salute, salute. Glad all of y'all was able to make the live, man. Salute to all of y'all. You feel me? Limes over lemon. What's up, sis? Salute. Send all my love and respect to you out there if you still in Alaska. So does the round table, the rest of the round table family. Silla, salute to you. Salute to everybody, man, that was able to pull up to the round table. You feel me? I came here, specifically to address, as far as these guys, people looking at them as the face of anything, and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Should nobody be attacked behind anything these idiots jump behind their camera and say, because they don't have no ties to nothing or nobody but law enforcement. That's it. That's all. You feel me? That was mainly the message that, people was getting to me over and over consecutively. You feel me? And felt very strong and passionate about this situation and how, certain people was jumping out there. You know what I'm saying? Jumping out there, taking little shots at people. You feel me? Which I can't speak to. You feel me? I can't control what nobody else do. But what I'm here to say and let people know is, from my perspective, you feel me? Like I've said, I'm keeping it direct. I know who I'm taking my shots at. You feel me? And I know for a fact that either side would never come and stand behind no guys that's in bad standings. Period. Never. Not in a million years. You feel me? So in no way, shape, form, or fashion are they, tied into any of this. It's nothing but love and respect for both sides. Certified LA said, who he talking about? Certified LA, he did a 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, did a video speaking on some guys from Long Beach that that did this crime, right? That he's pinpointing out. He's doing this as an attempt to try to keep the spotlight pointed in a negative light on blacks only. And he's making these attempts because he think that is rattling people's cages, being that he purposely did the disrespectful video on Compton, right? By calling it, referring to Compton as weak, and then trying to highlight out the gang stuff and the rap stuff, and you know what I'm saying? He's speaking from a perspective of an outsider, but in the way that he's speaking, he would never speak like this to any. He would never go to these communities and speak face to face to those people in those communities like this. You feel me? So from that, he thought he got a buzz of people that's gonna jump out there and keep his name out there, like free promo type shit, right? But but that's not the reaction that this is, at least not for me, right? Which is why I come and I point out, he got the look, he got the tattoos, just the right ugliness, right? Mixed with Ratas, right? You can see it. And again, in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this bullying, harassing, or targeting. This is to educate the people on people that's able to hide pretty good in disguise right in front of your eyes, but they really be bad actors to people like me that has an eye for them, right? I can spot these type of people a mile away. And this guy, he's perfected it pretty good, to the point where he's been doing it just long enough to get behind the camera and edit out the things that he need to edit out in the midst of making these bullshit ass videos that he make, right? Thinking that he's rattling cages, thinking that he's actually sitting back playing chess with y'all's intelligence. He can't play with mines because I see right through it, and I call him on it. You feel me? Just like the other one, he's smart enough to know. He's probably advised by 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? Leave that fool alone, Holmes. Nah, leave him alone, Holmes. You don't want to play with that one, Holmes. Leave him alone, fool. He was probably advised that in that fashion, which was a smart thing for you to do, little buddy in the back. They got deported over to Mexico. Very smart. I got some very, very nasty things on you. Straight up. Limes over lemon said, yes, I'm still in Alaska. I'm tattooing a few clients. I will be returning next week to Las Vegas. That's right. Keep doing your thing, sis. Keep doing your thing, man. Let them keep booking you. Get your grind on. For real, for real. Certified LA said, oh shit, bro, sound like he trying to cause racial tension. That's dangerous out here. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Certified LA. That's exactly why they, it was a number of people that's been getting at me. I told certain people here at the round table, at least, to hit me on Instagram, right? And people been hitting me left and right with all kind of stuff, right? On both of these dudes, but the main messages from some Southsiders, like I said, and from some Northdays, they don't want no affiliation to be drawn to them from either of these dudes, because they don't stand behind no dropouts and no PCs. They just not gonna come online and you know what I'm saying, because they don't get out like that. But they didn't have a problem with me, getting on these dudes, you know what I mean, and calling them on their bullshit. They didn't have a problem with it at all. They just wanted it to be known that in no way, because shouldn't nobody be taking no bullshit shots at people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That's why I made it perfectly clear. Like, man, hey, I'm not. These dudes is not smart enough to try to cause racial tension. If I see that they're trying to move in that direction, I'm finna call them on it off the top. That's what 69 minus 10 with a J at the end is trying to do right now, right? By continuing to man, look at his last few contents. Do you feel me? All directed at the black community. And then in the same sentence, he will say these now you found the love parts of Compton. Now you want to give tribute to the people that did contribute to part of the history to Compton. Like he called himself playing chess. Then he moved from that to talking about an old case that was committed by some black dudes, possibly Crips from Long Beach, right? And he's drawing it out, right? And he think that he's rattling cages in the direction of it turning him into infamy because you have somebody like myself that's actually giving him the recognition, right? But I'm not using his name. I'm not using his photograph. I'm not doing none of that, right? Still ain't did it. I made up a name for him, right? Uh, you know, uh, little brother in the back that's deported over in Mexico right now, right? I don't got to use his name because people know exactly who I'm talking about, right? And and the when I do have to use his name, all that'll be on my Instagram. I'm talking about his real handle, everything, right? Everything, all that'll be on my Instagram. As soon as if he even think about making the wrong move, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, right? If he even think about it, right, it'll be on my Instagram, and I'm gonna come on here and announce to the roundtable family, hey, I just go look at this, just like I did Zesty Blood, man. I promise you. You feel me? So, little buddy in the back, shh, scurry along and go play with somebody else. Period. Odell Harden, salute my bro. Beach boy, man, salute. I send all my love and respect to you, Brody, as always. For real, for real. Glad you was able to make the live, Brody. Certified LA said big homies advise him to get back in line before shit goes left. Yeah, man. Hey, certified LA, you know I know how I go, bro. You feel me? You know I know how I go. I come with nothing but respect for all the real ones. You feel me? And I don't try to get into y'all politics or nothing like that, right? But I know enough to know this. I know enough to know that these dudes will stop at no expense to try to cause division because of their hatred for what they got voted off the island, whatever that reason was for. They heartbroken. Imagine breaking up with your woman just all of a sudden out the blue. You say it's quits, it's over with, bam. You don't give her no reason, no nothing. You just walk away. She heartbroken over this. You ain't gave her no reason. You just gone. X'd out the game, gone. And you know how crazy women get when they are hurt like that. They will spare no expense to come after you and make you feel just as worse as they feel. Respect all the ladies, but come on. This ain't no diss or nothing. I'm just making little comparisons, right? Holding this mirror up to these guys, right? So they can understand that me making this comparison, this is exactly on point if they would just take the time to look in the mirror at themselves, right? And that's all this is. You feel me? No way, shape, form, or fashion is this bullying, harassing, targeting, or any of that. We are here encouraging each other to be better with truth and facts. Educational purposes only. Certified LA said internet got dudes thinking they can say anything they want just because they behind a screen. Exactly. Exactly. Especially when they hidden way out somewhere, right? Where ain't nobody thinking about y'all like that, bro. Y'all hiding like a motherfucker though. And just uploading videos and hiding. Not even embraced by nothing or nobody. Y'all go where the wind blow you. But they you hear you have them say, but I'm free, I'm with my family. I get to do this and I get to do that. Yeah, but you're not free mentally. You even going on record making all these videos talking about people is threatening you. You making a electrical paper trail, right? Documenting all these things on your page, right, sir? We know what you're doing. Trust me, we know. We aware, right? Which is why I don't encourage violence. I've never taken the approach to say I wanted any violence to ever occur with anybody online, especially 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, or little buddy in the back that got deported to Mexico, who's now keep it that way. But nah, why? Why? We here to educate each other. Really, it's a competition of education because they have an agenda and I have the real one. I'm living in it in real time. Don't get no realer than this. Period. Beach Boy said, don't even give them no shine. We don't even want to know these DO's names. I'm not supporting or watching anything they do. Absolutely not, Beach Boy. I'm not gonna say their name. You feel me? Promote their channel, promote nothing that they got going on. That's why I'm addressing them the way that I am, right? Because they know who they are. And the people that's been paying attention, they know who they are as well. Right? They also need to know that for the people that do support them, that may see this, right? Let me tell y'all this, man. I beg of y'all to go back and watch a few of their videos that y'all might already be familiar with, right? I'm talking to his supporters, not my roundtable. Don't go look at nothing. I'm talking to his supporters, right? Go back and reevaluate a couple of his videos. But keep in mind everything that I've told you about the hatred that these men is driven by having a broken heart. A heart so broken, so deeply broken. Because when they lived in that lifestyle that turned to hatred, they loved it to death. They rose in ranks in it. They rose in ranks in it so high to the point where his arrogance allowed him to believe that he was bigger than the program. And he made the wrong move, and it got him exiled out the game forever. And when he got exiled out the game by his own people, now he's sitting with a broken heart trying to understand why. Not me that rose in ranks. I'm a real homeboy. Not me. But it happened to you because, as the game will always show any real gang member, ain't nobody bigger than the program. Not even you, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. Not even you, little buddy in the back that got deported back to Mexico. Yeah, I'm still on you, but you keep it that way. Because you a nasty man. Keep it that way. Don't say nothing else. But I see these dudes are a disgrace to the point of When you are having people that's in an outcry about not wanting to be associated with these people because they may dress similar to how real ones dress. They have these all of a sudden awakened spirits and in their facial expressions of emotion as they talk about certain things and having this despise for what they once pushed to the fullest and rose and ranks in, all that has shifted and changed to bitterness and hatred. And then you find yourself trying to chase controversial topics that you think in your feeble mind that you are actually smart enough to do. And you're not. You're not, bro. That ain't what this is. This is not anger. This is not an assault. Not at all. This is me holding the mirror up to you, saying, hey, tapping you on your shoulder, making you turn around. Hey, buddy, look, this is who you really are. Look, look. Look at yourself. You need a reminder of who you are. And this is who you are, sir. You wasn't bigger than the program when you was a part of the culture club. And you most definitely, as a renegade, are not bigger than the program now that you're working side by side with law enforcement. Because if you can't tell by now, I'm not scared of you, sir. I'm not scared to hold the mirror up and let the people understand, like, hey, just because he got that look with all them tattoos and that ugly face and them whiskers, right? Just because he got the look and the mannerisms down pat, don't make it so. Don't believe the hype. That's smoke and mirrors. That is not truth. He's doing everything that he possibly can to cause division amongst the races, amongst blacks and Hispanics and whoever, which is why he do all those gang documentaries and give it from the point of authority with that bitterness behind him. His bitterness match those stories he report on, because he see himself in all those documentaries about death and all those documentaries about these gang shootings and these gang wars that he loved to point out about different black communities, all this stuff, right? It sends him right back to when he was being airlifted off that main line yard with all those stab wounds and puncture wounds all over his body that he is not willing to tell us about. We want to know every detail about that. How did it feel? All those stab wounds. You know, the ones where you got stabbed in your head and in your face and in your neck and in your chest and in your back and in your arms and in your stomach. Tell them about that. We want to hear the graphic version of it. We want you to walk us through it like we can actually be there with you, sir. That's what we want to hear. Stop doing all them old stories, those old gang documentaries on gang members that committed bullshit crimes that, you know, that no real person would ever stand behind and endorse. You feel me? We understand you doing your best rendition of John Walsh. We get it. America's Most Wanted, exiled North Day version, right? Exiled Hispanic version, right? You've been exiled from both. Period. And again, shout out to all the real North Days, all the real Hispanics, all the real Serenios. Salute to all of y'all. We know these dudes don't belong to either one of y'all. They have no association to y'all. These dudes are a disgrace to their mothers and fathers. And hopefully, me holding the mirror up to educate, not bully, not target, not harass, to educate on, right? These men about the horrible acting skills that they doing. And if it's in acting that you want to get into, you can take acting classes, man, and get better in it. Because I'm not convinced. I don't think you will ever be able to convince me. But again, hey, we're not gonna make no further issues of falsisms. You feel me? These dudes, bad acting skills, but we are here to wake their game up a little bit. Panamaniac, what's up, Brody? Salute. Glad you was able to make the live. I send my love and respect to you, Brody. Brody. What's that? East EK Uno. Big ups, Creep Dago in the building. That's right, Brody. Salute. Solid shout out to all the Dago. For real, for real. Shout out to all the Dago. West Coasters, the rolling 40 neighborhoods. You feel me? All of y'all out there, bro. All the damn move sets as well, man. Panamaniac said, real biz. Certified LA said, Brody living the agenda in real life. Yeah, bro, man. Hey, certified LA. It don't get no realer than this. This ain't a backdrop, right? Well, it's a backdrop, but this is a real prison. You can't get this. You can't get this background online. Like, this is the real deal. If I open this curtain up, you're going to see my door where I go in and out my cell at. The day room is right on the other side of this curtain, right? So, yeah, you're not going to be able to buy this. This is real live, bro. You feel me? So, I just find it fascinating that people would take these guys with these honest faces, right? I can't be fake. I can't not be so scripted where I can't laugh at some of this stuff and chill with my roundtable family. You know what I'm saying? And laugh at some of this stuff. Ain't none of this is scripted. None of it. You feel me? I relate to the people. The people come and holler at me. The people who hit me in my DM. The people invite me and include me in on things. You feel me? Because they see that I'm a real one. I'm fair and I'm a real one. And I'm inviting to all. I'm a grown man. I'm grown to the point now where I'm inviting to all and I can be friends to who I want to be friends with. And don't care about how nobody else thinks. I earned that. I earned the right to be able to do that. And being able to do that from a grown man's point of view, man, is being able to make all the right decisions. Being able to understand things outside the scope. You feel me? And not cutting yourself off to learning deeper and more profound things about, people that might be different from you or your way of life. You know what I mean? At some point, man, you just got to want to know better. You just got to want to know more. You feel me? EK Uno said, enjoyed the interview with Chill. Good stuff, Brody. Oh, okay, for sure, man. So, Lou, glad you was able to check that out, man. I had a great time with bro, man, with Chill, It was like a long time coming for us to get that in because we had actually did an interview before. But on my end, my audio was horrible, so he wasn't able to utilize that footage. But we had already did one a long time ago. It just wasn't usable. So being that we was able to get it in now, and of course we was gonna take advantage of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he had that coming off the top. You feel me? So yeah, it was cool, man. Being able to go chill with Chill. You know what I'm saying? Over at 16 to Life. If y'all haven't been able to check that out yet, please go over to 16 to Life channel right here on YouTube, man, and check out the interview that me and him got in. He interviewed me. You feel me? It was a great interview, man. You feel me? Real good interview, in my humble opinion. Shout out to those of y'all that did go check that out too, man. Certified LA say, damn, bro. got mopped off the yard. Yes, he did. Horribly so. Horribly so. You feel me? Jamal Stewart said, Pasadena in the house. That's right. Shout out to Pasadena, man. Glad you made it to the round table, bro. Salute, salute, salute to you. Salute to all my family members out there from Pasadena as well. All right, Dirty D, salute, man. Glad you made the live, Brody. EK Uno said, I'm from 30s, cuzzo. Love them big wick stories. That's that's one of the soldiers. The soldiers, big homies I had. Hey, for sure, bro. Hey, glad you said that. Cause Wick was one a real OG. Wick had me on point, you know. Um, um, Being around that dude, bro, was I probably learned the most game that I needed to learn at the right time, and because it was right before I went home, it was right before I got out. You feel me? And um, he was a stand-up dude, man. Rest in peace. God rest his soul. You feel me? Rest in peace to Big Wick from West Coast 30s, man. But I got a lot of good relationships with the West Coasters. For real, for real. Shout out to you though, bro. Damu Robbins, salute, my brethren, man. Glad you was able to make the live. I send my love and respect to you as always. For real, for real. Lines Over Limit says some of these channels speak on issues that shouldn't be spoke upon when they not even safe in their own sections. That's what I'm saying. They would do that, right? Because they know they not gonna have to run into certain people. And they doing it from far out somewhere. They not some of them don't even be in the state of California. They can be from out here, but some of these dudes don't like they don't be in California. They be way out hidden somewhere in exile. So they upload these videos from wherever the one dude he way over in Mexico making videos about me. Somebody I don't even know. Started a whole war and then, trying to yeah. Just could continue to do that. For real, for real. EK Uno said, yeah, I I rocks with Chill, been sub for years. He turned me on to your channel. That's right, man. Salute. Salute to my bro, man. 16 Life, man. Yeah, that's one of the platforms that I happen to frequent all the time. The best content, you know what I'm saying? I always say that bro inspired me a direction, and helped me to expand my way of thinking as far as my approach to certain stuff and my outlook and perspective on certain things. You feel me? And you have to think outside the box in a lot of cases. So he helped me with that, man. So I think that helped me become a better content creator that bring originality as much as I possibly can, right? But in the same field as bro, I can proudly say, as in the same field as Damian Porter as well. I can proudly say Hoover Gumby. I can proudly say Young Trigger Bird. I can proudly say ODM Slim. I can proudly say Damu and Keyway Conversation. I can proudly say Chaos Chronicles, Big Biff out in Australia. I can proudly say, and so on and so on. You feel me? Miss Golden said, who is that? LA Blood? Certified LA said, realest dude on YouTube. Nothing but facts. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, to just to have the see, I'm not surprised by any of these guys though. Right? Oh, I forgot to mention Coach Zoe as well, over at the Game Bangers life coach. Another great guy, right? I can look at a lot of these guys and I'm not surprised by the impact that they have on YouTube with their platforms, right? Because they don't bring nothing but truth and realness. You feel me? Even some of the righteous um Hispanics that do have YouTube channels, You feel me? That be on point with they shit. Hey, I fucks with it all. I support it all. You feel me? I don't I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna be fake. You feel me? Like I be tapped in. I watch a little bit of everything, a little bit of everybody, just to gain better perspectives of people. I know my perspective on things is not gonna always be viewed the same by a lot of people. But the way you get to understand people is by being willing to, let me shut down for a minute and listen to other people and see what they got to contribute, what they talking about, what they saying. And if it makes sense to me, then I would embrace it. If it don't, then I'll just move on to the next thing. And I'm pretty sure when I am brought up or came across, it's the same reaction. People is gonna gravitate to it, some and some isn't. That's just the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. Unfortunately, but fortunate for the ones like myself that if it happened to like that, you don't quit. That just makes you go even harder and stronger. You just show up for work every day like you're supposed to. And with consistency, without having to be fake, without having to chase behind every and again, I'm not saying that as a knock on anybody that chooses however their approach is to doing this YouTube stuff. I'm pretty sure eventually I will, jump on other topics, right? However, I felt like I had to put in my own work. You feel me? Put in my own work, stand on my own stuff, bring my own stories, right? My own experiences to help teach people and not bring others, not highlight other people's life experiences, right? But everything that I've been through and seen, you feel me, with these odds that I can detail back to y'all in these stories. You feel me? And hopefully I'm walking through y'all as I tell y'all those stories as accurately as I possibly can. When you are taking your sip of your drink or hitting your blunt, you be like, oh yeah, that's crazy. I actually felt that. That's what I try to contribute. So as I paint these pictures to y'all can take these stories and go talk to one of your coworkers or something about it. You feel me? And holler at these little young dudes that y'all do have the ears of and tell them the accurate information on things that they need to know that pertain to prison. Not these made up versions with these, I don't want to come across as disrespectful to anybody. You feel me? Because I honor all the real OGs, all the ones that didn't bend the fold that came before me. You feel me? I honor them all. It's always respect to them. But to the ones that may have fell a little short, on how they were supposed to uphold themselves, right? That's advising these young dudes in the wrong direction. Hey, hopefully, man, one day y'all game wake up and that misleading gets directed where it's supposed to go to and not misleading them into a brick wall. At some point, and I know we all don't grow on the same time frame and on the same levels and all that, right? I know we all go at our own pace. However, at some point, some of you old dudes is gonna have to wake y'all game up. Especially if you are out there on the streets telling these young dudes that it's cool to go to a 50-50 yard. And you may have yourself been detached from jail or prison for a number of years. You could be under the influence of drugs or anything. But you might have the ear of some of these dudes, and your advice to these young dudes that you say you got love for, these might be some of your homeboys' kids or grandkids even. You advising them to go to one of these bad yards and then telling them, go over there, but don't go to it. Dudes are saying this. Go over there, but don't go to a level 4. Don't go over there and mess up. Because they going to send you to a level 4, and all them dudes do is politic all day because they mad, and that's all they do on them yards. False. False. So it's stuff like that I have to come and do damage control on. Right? When that type of stuff is brought to me, like, look what this old ass nigga said, man. Look what this old ass nigga is advising. It to each his own. If that's how you really feel and that's what dudes are standing on in their communities, then hey, so be it. If that's allowed, then so be it. Who am I to judge how the next community is getting down? I'm only here to point out the actuals and the factuals on telling these dudes go over here, but don't go over there and mess up because they're gonna send you over to this level 4 where all they do is politic and they mad and angry and looking for somebody to F over. That's all they do on those yards. That's false. And somebody is actually out there looking at these dudes as OGs. Somebody is actually out there looking at these dudes as reputables, and they could very well be that. But advising them in that fashion, like that, I don't know, if I was a young dude listening to that, it's like, damn, so you're telling me I can go over there, but if I go over there and mess up, and I end up on a level 4, you mean to tell me the guys that's on the level 4 is the ones that's all bad? And the guys that's over on the PC yards, the 50-50s, is all good? This is what they're saying. This is what these dudes are saying. Listen to what they are saying. Listen to what they are teaching these young dudes. This is the attack on people like me, where I'm at. And again, I question, how did I become the piece of shit when I didn't violate no rules or regulations? How did I become the one that's so angry and bitter? And all I do is politic. That's all I do. I sit and I wait and I pray on the young to come and politic on. How did I become the one that's the piece of shit? When did this role reversal take place where I never violated no rule? So these dudes is telling these young dudes, hey, it's good for you to go over there to the 50-50 yard. Just don't go over there and mess up, because if you go to the level 4, they over there mad, they angry, and they waiting for you to come over there to knock you down, because that's all they do is politic, bro. That's the worst rendition of Scared Straight that I have ever seen or heard. Right? And again, this guy is an elder guy that is probably very well respected in his section. And again, they have all the right in the world to have that respect in their community, and all the right in the world to advise their homies to do whatever it is that they want to do from their community. That goes for all communities, right? For that matter. However, when dudes are saying that people like myself, that's on the main level 4 general population yard, not PC, not 50-50, SNY, EOP, none of that. General population mainline yard. We don't need protection from nothing or nobody. That's what that means. And again, kids, this is not the glorification of jail, prison, or any of that stuff, right? This is strictly for educational purposes, to educate y'all about the difference of a general population mainline level 4 yard from SNY 50-50 EOP yard. They need protection, we don't. Okay? So if you decide to go over there listening to some of y'all OGs, then hey, so be it. Do it. Your community endorsed that, then damn it, do it. Right? But don't go over there under false pretenses, because what you're being advised, how you're being advised, is false pretenses. People are having y'all to believe that the guys on the general populations are the bad guys. We are the pieces of crap. When in fact, that is not true. That is not true. You're being set up and you're getting a target put on your back by being advised on going to one of those yards. That's when you get the target put on your back. Because if you go over there and you mess up, they're going to send you to a level 4. And there will be consequences that you will have to be faced with, because you listened to OG tell you to go over there. It was cool. Only you went over there and messed up. Now you got to face the realities of the truth. What the truth is, thanks to your OG that told you it was cool to go over there. So, hey, that's why I always advise my roundtable family and those of y'all that's considering becoming part of the family, just stay away from jail. Stay away from toxic areas and environments where you are compromising your freedom. And most definitely stay away from idiots that's advising y'all to make the wrong career moves. If you are part of that life, you should be advised correctly. If you're going to be a part of that life, you need to know the real. If only if you are being part of, there's different phases of this. We give great advice on, if you want to be a part of that life and already is, then we gonna give you the real on that and what's to come with it, with all the consequences of that. We're gonna give you all that. But if you're not a part of that life, we tell you stay away from it. You don't need it. You don't need it to be relevant, because all that stuff, once you become part of that life, leads you right to where I'm at or under the dirt. And that's the realest thing that I can ever come and contribute to this roundtable, to those of y'all that don't know no better, that may be considering doing something dumb or becoming part of you know, of something that's going to lead you to one or two places, making the wrong decision, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. One or two places. And I understand there's a whole bunch of y'all that don't care, that's willing to trade, you know, your freedom, being out there with your kids and family and all that. Y'all don't care about it. Y'all love y'all hood and homies to death. I get it. I get it. So, like I tell y'all, if you're going to be real about it, real about your gangsterism, then I'm going to give you the real game about that and what's expected of you. And what's expected of you is me not telling you to come and go 50-50. What's expected of you is you got the advantage right now, because it's in this video and it's in many other videos of you being advised not to compromise your freedom, not to compromise your safety. But yet and still, if you choose to keep going through with it and you end up in a certain situation, this is what to expect. We're not telling y'all nothing false. That's why it's important that it keep getting highlighted out that these guys that's dressed, that may look familiar because of their image, they got these tattoos all over their face and head, and they got their ugly, you feel me? And they wear these hats, these San Francisco hats and homie hats and stuff like that, right? And they give you that look and the mannerisms of they've been there, done that, and being that they've been to where they've been, they hate it. So now they're trying to do everything to destroy and bring down the empires of it all from the inside out, if they can do it. And the only way that can help them in achieving that, right, is by causing separation and confusion between the blacks and the Hispanics by this person being dressed as a Hispanic. Both of them, right? The outer may look like it, but they are exiled from that, right? Which is why they can't proudly do videos on their own communities and focus on, trying to use their celebrity status to build up their communities. They can't even proudly go back to those communities without police escort. Straight up. So yeah, it's a voice for the righteous, for those that want to keep highlighting out and trying to cause division between the races, right? It's a voice that's going to stand against that, and that's me. You feel me? Straight up, that's me. So 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. You can keep doing all those BS videos, right? Highlighting out different crimes that blacks committed. You're not ruffling feathers like that. You just waking people's game up to who you actually are. Because we understand you're driven by a broken heart. You can't hide it from me, man. You can't hide it from the PC whisperer. You can't. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Certified LA say it's a dirty gang. It is Certified LA. Dirty, filthy. The things you find out about people is just crazy, bro. Crazy. Rod Fam said, free do Rod Creep and the solid homies. Fuck the rest. Hey, for sure. Rod Fam 13, salute, man. Send all my love and respect to you, man. Thank you for joining the Roundtable family, Brody. Salute to you. Salute. Free all the real ones. Real talk. King John, salute, man. I send all my love to you, Brody, in Oak Park. He said, salute. OG Creep checking in to the round table. Good evening, everybody. That's right, King John. That's my brethren, King John, right there, man. Salute, Brody. Send all my love and respect to you. J-Dub, what's up, Brody? Send all my love and respect to you as well. He said, do Rock Creep. I send mods. For sure, bro. I send all my love and respect to you, J-Dub. You already know, bro. King John said, always, man. Always. Y'all see how fascinating my co-host is? All of them. And they come from all walks of life. Southside Serranios, Bloods, Crips, non-affiliates, men, women. You feel me? From everywhere. That's because they know the direction that we all, it ain't just me. We all push the same truth. We all come and we seek the same truth. And in a lot of cases, we get it, especially when it comes from my roundtable family. I have this absolute smartest roundtable family on YouTube. Period, hands down. That's why we don't fail here. We don't miss when it comes to calling these dudes out, because we don't present no falsisms on nobody. We don't push no false narratives. We don't push false stories. Nothing false. And everything backed up with receipts. Everything, which is why little buddy in the back, they got deported back to Mexico, which is why he is. That's why he on solid night right now, because he understood why he was still trying to be brave and making that second video about me, right? He understood that the truth was right there. He was just glad that it didn't come out during that live that I was doing. He thought it was, so he called himself trying to get ahead of the wave and call my roundtable family rats and call me the police, right? But I ain't gonna say his name, King John, right? Because we ain't giving him no shine, right? But it's the guy that I did the video about. Damn, what was the title of it? It's Lil Big in the back. They got deported back to Mexico after he got out of prison with the bad charges on him. Damn, what did I name that video, man? It's in the last. Just go look at the last couple of videos, the last couple of lives. I did a video specifically about this guy because I didn't know him. I didn't know nothing about him. He did a video about me. I guess he seen the video reaction that Chill did on me, right? And he went and did a reaction to that video, right? And as the video come on, he's sitting there, he eating some tortilla chips, right? Humorous guy, right? Trying to be. Worst rendition of Dubs I ever seen. He tried to be Dubs. His mannerisms, everything, how he talk, everything, how he sit at the camera, everything, from A to Z. And done 1 million videos on Dubs, 1 million, right? This guy, personal holder of Dubs jingle bells. That's a fact, okay? But yeah, he made a video about me. I wasn't aware of him. When I got a hold of the video, he's calling me a cell soldier, right? With my picture on the thumbnail and all that. Now, people make videos all the time. I don't have a problem with it, right? But it's one thing to go there and you are a person that's in bad standings for one, with bad charges on your name for second. He calling me a cell soldier. You wouldn't have been able to make it on the main line with me. He couldn't. He only lasted on the main line less than a year before he got airlifted off the yard. He took the ghetto flight. That's facts. They found out what he was in jail for, his charges, right? They airlifted him off the yard, right? He don't go into that story. He better, right? But they airlift this dude off the yard, right? He go PC. Then he get out. Then he started making these YouTube videos all about Dubs, the other podcaster, all about Dubs, right? Just jocking him. That's how he built his YouTube status. But all these videos are Dubs, right? Oh, I don't call Dubs out his name. I just do reaction videos, right? But he used that as a comparison to how he felt I talk bad about the 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? I want to call him something much worse than that. However, I know these dudes gonna go drop a kite, you feel me, to YouTube police and say that I'm bullying. And in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this live or any of our videos or bullying or encouraging to bully or target or harass or none of that. These are strictly educational purposes only videos. If not to educate each other here at my roundtable, to educate the guys that we are talking about, that we are handing this platform over to and putting them up on the pedestal that they rightfully deserve to be on, by holding that mirror up and allowing them to see the whiskers and the pointed ears that point out them hats, the long tails that's swishing and swashing behind them as they sit in them dark rooms in them chairs and make all those race-baited videos thinking that he's so smart to cause mass confusion and chaos between two different races because he wears a certain costume that resembles a race that he's been exiled from. Nobody likes this guy. Nobody respects this guy. Nobody don't even want to waste no time or energy on this guy. No acknowledgement. But he obviously has the acknowledgement of the people, a large portion of them too. Extremely fooled. Period. He's been studying his mannerisms and trying to get it down to a T. Then here I come, little old me, with this small platform, pointing out all these characteristic flaws that y'all should be smart enough to see yourself. But sometimes we do need the proper guidance on seeing these people for who they really are. And that's what I'm here to do. And that's why I will always be the threat to these dudes. And if need be, provide receipts. Can't never, receipts is like having the bombest credit card ever. With the bomb credit card and having bomb credit, you can get the whole entire world. Your credit got to be right. Your credit got to be A1, on point, valid. That's how I look at content, especially content that I present to this roundtable and to my roundtable family about these guys that is pretending to be something that they're not, something that we definitely will expose as long as they continue to try to cause division against the blacks and Hispanics by purposely doing race baiting content, by purposely pointing out different crimes about blacks. And we don't care about you pointing out all the great people that just so happen to come from Compton. We know all about the great people that come from Compton. We know all about the historical events that has taken place in that city. We know how great it is out there. We know how much greater it can be. And everything else in between that's going on out there. But we don't need you speaking on it. You can't relate to nothing going on out there, which is why you took the approach that you did, thinking that there was going to be this outrageous outcry against you for saying the BS that you said about Compton. Then you're going to double back and try to point out all the good qualities like come on, man. Who do you think you playing with? PC games. PC games that I'm going to continue to expose. This ain't anger. This is consistency. Y'all are consistent with y'all agenda, right? So are we. So are we. Good versus evil. Evil move. Evil move and has the adrenaline of a locomotive. But at some point it has to come to a stop. Because good and greatness know how to derail you. It knows how to derail that evilness from continuing to build a head of steam by blocking it with truth and facts. There's no possible way that truth and facts will ever be outshined by something that's driven by hate and heartbreak. These same guys like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end will absolutely, if he had the opportunity and chance to go back to his community and be able to stand with his head up and chest out proud, if he was able to go around regular, everyday, great Hispanic people with all the great, beautiful qualities that come with the Hispanic heritage, right? You have proud Hispanic people, man. that just want to live like everybody else. Be respected like everybody else. Them the ones we salute. Not nobody that's driven by hatred because they got exiled. You violated. Come to terms with that. People think, oh man, Creep be on these PC dudes and this. But no, what I be on is they only point out one side of the game. And the question never comes from none of these people that had these people on their platform. What was your life like? Give us in full detail from the time you got stabbed and airlifted off the yard to your whole existence on a PC yard to the time you're out now and where your life is heading. You should not want to have no talks about what got you airlifted. You shouldn't, I mean, what happened to you before that? You shouldn't want to talk about the game. You shouldn't want to have no affiliations or ties to it. Your life should be all about from the time you got stabbed all the way throughout your time in PC. That's what the real people want to know about and hear about and be educated about. Well, I can't get that. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. You doing all these gang documentary first 48-hour videos, right? But you're not speaking on your life as a PCita. That's what we want to know about. Since you're a public figure, this honest face guy, it's comical watching you. For me, it is. Everybody else probably take that ugly, serious face serious, right? But not me. I look at you every time and I laugh like this dude. And he has the audacity to call Compton weak. He has the audacity to try to point out these different crimes by blacks. And look at you. You in full makeup mode. You're false. You're fictitious. You a race baiter. And we know who you are. We see right through you. This video is for educational purposes only. We're trying to educate this person that his magic trick ain't working for us. He need to be better at his skill. That's when we just trying to educate him on that to get him to understand that. This is not bullying, harassing, targeting, or any of that. Strictly educational purposes only, YouTube. Can't stress it enough. Shout out to my chat, man. King John said, I'm for what's real, not the fake, no matter where you from. I'm rocking. For sure, King John. I love chocolate. Said, hi, guys. What's up? Glad you was able to make the live. Send all my love and respect to you. Certified LA, say, good old Avs finest. Salute, salute. Good old street. Face the music. What up, Brody? Salute, salute, salute. He said, that would be interesting. I would watch a pod about PC life. Hey, he said, how else am I gonna know what it's like? Hey, Face, and see, I just gave them a wonderful idea, right? By proposing that, right? I proposed it as a question. They can take it and run with it, make something of that, right? But from these PCs that's online right now, when they speak from an emotional broken heart. They point out the factors of the game on why the game is fake, why the streets is dead, why the world is 50-50, why the main line is 50-50. They point out all these things about the righteous, but they don't never tell you about from the time they got stabbed, from the time they got whoop-whopped off the yard. Tell us about what you felt from that time on. Do a podcast about that. Don't come and try to paint false narratives about where I'm currently living at. You're saying that I'm a bitter, politicking old man who's here to wreck the young. And that could be further from the truth. As I'm showing y'all, if I was out for destruction of any community, let alone mine, but any, you would hear gang banging 24/7 around the clock. I would have the wildest do-rock dudes that I know on this podcast, gang banging and disrespecting other people's neighborhoods. You would see all that if that was the page that I was on. But no, no. We've been here going on 3 years. You haven't seen it and you won't see it. To those of y'all that is not familiar with where we stand and what we stand on here at this platform, go look at the first videos. Some of the first lives that I started doing. A lot of my homies from my community came through here. And they came through with their own minds. And their minds was on building the community. Participating in different programs to help build the community. Doing better. These are guys that is actually connected directly to these communities, man, that's actually trying, to do something, put positive spins on what may be painted out as being negative. If we have a platform and a voice, I believe that's the least we can do. You feel me? And we've been consistent with that here. I'm not here to destroy the community. I'm not here to destroy the youth, kids, adults, nobody. You feel me? I don't encourage it. We've never been about that. But we will expose truths. We will speak on truths. We will stand on truths. When it's relative to whatever it is that is being presented at this round table, whether it be about me, whether it be about one of my round table family, whatever. Trust and believe that. Face the Music say they are like rappers trying to keep up with a trend instead of selling their real story. They don't think they good enough. Well, maybe they're not good enough or would be considered that, right? And they actually put it out there and stand on it, right? Just like they trying to put the negative connotations on where I'm at, who I am as a these are false narratives that these people are actually putting out there, and y'all have to look at this shit, right? And y'all take with the negative connotations on the spin that a lot of these people was putting on people like myself that is on a general population, mainline level 4 yard, right? They saying we mad, we bitter, and all we do is politic around the clock, right? This is what's currently online being pushed. And here it is, y'all engaging with me every time we step to this platform. And what am I always on? I'm here building bridges. We here finding understanding and making connections on grown man, grown woman type shit. And we helping to uplift each other so we can take that strength and uplift this platform. And uplift the people that come and be a part of this platform and be a part of truth. You don't get no false negatives here. I can't come. I'm currently in prison. You feel me? On a level 4 yard and push false narratives about this lifestyle or gang culture. Come on, think about it. This is where I'm currently at. This is where I'm at. These dudes not. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end and little buddy in the back. They got deported back to Mexico, right? They on the streets. But they're giving y'all false testimony as well as some of these other gang members, false testimonies on characteristics of people that they ain't even around. These dudes are on the street giving their opinion about somebody like me. How can I not take that as the ultimate disrespect when I'm living in it in real time and I'm seeing these niggas just tell these blatant lies about People like myself and the environment that I'm in, this is where I take great offense to these people being given the opportunity to put these negative connotations on the environment that I'm in and who I am as a person. They are able, y'all are telling me that they get the right to only be the ones that have a voice and we get to say nothing because I'm in prison? Make it make sense. How is that ever fair? And we supposed to just bow down to that. Idiots would actually advise me, man, go over to, if they told you was going home in a year, if you went to one of those yards, would you do it? They not even doing that for the niggas that's over there right now. What are you talking about? So how could you even use that as a hypothetical? You're not talking to an idiot. I've been around the best, studied with the best, encouraged by the best. A lot of them y'all see on YouTube, and y'all not even understanding the level of dude's intelligence. Y'all not even understanding, you had to be of a certain caliber to coexist in the habitation of straight wow. Of straight is danger zone every day. You step out your cell where you had to have a knife on you 24/7, no matter where you was at on the yard, even in the shower. The knife is right there, even in the shower, wherever you go. Strapped up, ready. Y'all not knowing about that type of danger and it just crack off. And just pop off. You see all kind of motherfuckers getting stabbed up, getting rushed. You feel me? Just getting just done bad. Then you, as that's going on, simultaneously you hearing these gunshots rip through the air. The sound of a mini 14 rifle rippling through the air, through the sky. And next thing you know, you see a man go down. Bam, he done got hit with the mini 14. Another dude over here laid out. He done got stabbed up so many times he can't even move. Other dudes just getting stomped out and stabbed up at the same time. Y'all ain't seen that level of violence. You think you are ready for something like that? Ain't nobody running to save you like that. Somebody trying to save you might mean them unaliving another man to save your life. And that's the harsh realities of prison, what prison really is. It do get cracking like that. I have seen it, been a part of it, unfortunately. These dudes cannot come. I can't allow them to get on platforms and speak on the environment that I've been in and stood the test of time. Thankfully, from having mainly a strong mind. You feel me? And live by the code of ethics. Unblemished. Right? But here it is, you would have these guys condemning a person that didn't get airlifted off the yard, that didn't get the boot from his ethnicity, from his community, from his gang. Some guys, multiple gangs. But you get exiled from all that. Now the only thing left for these guys is police officer status. Then to each his own. If you choose to go be part of the academy, which a lot of these guys did, hey, salute to you for your new accomplishments, right? Hey, you feel me? The game ain't for everybody. But You cannot fool me. You cannot paint false narratives on where I'm at, who I am as a person. And I see this and be cool with it. I would never allow people that's out there paint me as the piece of shit when I ain't never violated no rules, no regulations, no guidelines on the level 4 yard, withstood the test of the time with some of the coldest game bangers on earth from everywhere. Bloods, Crips, Pyros, Hoovers, Serranios, Norteños, even the white collective. You name it, I've been around some cold mother effers from all walks of life, the most dangerous people that you could ever think of being around. Where you locked inside of a pit and it's fend for yourself. All these gorillas, all these knives, all these dudes that don't give a F. They locked up. They got all this time. It's survival mode now. It's all about what you finna be down for. What you finna go full-fledged, wholehearted with. You in prison, level 4 now. Living by rules and guidelines. It's time to grow up. It's time to man up. Either you gonna do that, or you gonna tuck tail, you gonna tuck that rat tail and scurry on over to the 50-50 and be cool with that. And be cool with your OG telling you, go on over there, but don't mess up and go to a level 4. Because them guys on the level 4, all they do is politic and mad and this and that, and they want to do this and that to you and this and that. False. Any old head that's out there painting a narrative or picture like that, you need to get off that dope that you on, bro. But if you are only speaking for your community, then hey, to each his own. But that is not the only people that hears that message. That's a misleading message. To the people that's on the level 4s, the general population, level 4 yards, that's getting painted out like that by these dudes that consider themselves to be OGs and have a voice in their communities, right? That's bad business. That's bad business. That's a bad look. You painting us out to be the piece of shits, and the people that's over there with the chomos and all these other people, you feel me, that has fallen out of grace, is good people. Since when? Make that make sense to somebody that is currently on a level 4 general population yard that ain't never felt weak in the game, no aspect of this gang culture, period. Make that make sense. How is the ones that made the ultimate sacrifices, that was putting in all the work, which is how a whole bunch of us ended up on these level 4 yards, even got there? Putting in the work that some of y'all was too scared to do. To keep it real, if you was ever in that environment, you feel me? Point blank, period. But yeah, we need a better understanding of where all this shifted, where the guys that are on the level 4 yards become the pieces of shit that these guys would have the public believe, and the guys that's on the SNY PC yards are the good guys. When did this happen? That is nasty work. Nasty work. Jake Brown said, "You good, brother?" Absolutely, Jake Brown. Salute, Brody. You know I always appreciate you. We just here trying to make sense of, you know, these guys that's trying to, paint the narrative that the people that's on the level 4 yards, right, or these politicking um, people that want to wreck the young homies and all that, right? We are being painted as being foul, and that's crazy. On a level 4 general population yard, mainline yard, there's no homosexuality, there's no stealing, there's no disrespect of any kind to any man, right? Uh, 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 you can't get in debt, right? Um, if you do drugs, you better have it under control, right? Period. And that's it. Violate any of that, or if you just so happen to come and you got bad charges on you, when it's discovered that you got bad charges on you, that's the number one way that you're gonna get airlifted off the yard. You feel me? You may slide for a little bit, but eventually it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in Sat F Corcoran on the C yard, when I was there at that time, man, we had the coldest program because it was set up to the point where anybody that hit the yard that had bad charges on them or anything bad, anything, right? We gonna find out about you off the top. You're not even gonna make it off orientation. Soon as you get there, you're going on orientation. You're gonna be on orientation probably for a week, depending on what part of the week you get there in, right? But you're gonna be on orientation for a week. Bam. Within you waiting to go to orientation, we're gonna find out about you. And then we're gonna have the opportunity to get you so good. By the time the police do get there and respond, ambulance got to come. Or that good old helicopter. One of the two got to come. So a lot of dudes, it started getting so much like that those was hearing about it. So if by chance they landed on their yard, pew, they not waiting around for committee or none of they finna go straight tail. That's a fact. Dalmu Robbins said, Sat F, the police told us if you was foul and let us That is facts. That is facts. Dalmu Robbins said, because he was there with me. He was at that prison with me, right? Dalmu Robbins said, Sat F, the police told us if you was foul and let us try to kill you. It was crazy. That is absolute facts. That's why, hey Dalmu, that's why I say I loved how the program, that was probably the best program set like that I've been in any prison, right? Hey, we had it so cold to where we had like specific homies that in all the buildings, like representatives, you know what I'm saying, as far as keyways go, in all the buildings on both sides of the yards, on the upper yard and the lower yard, right? Communication. And we was able to get into all the buildings when we needed to. But every time we went into one of those buildings, all the homies, the representatives, we all met and we all kept each other updated on everything that was going on in the different buildings with different homies and all that shit, just so everybody would be aware, stay on point on everything, and even what was going on with some of the police as well. You feel me? Dalmo Robbins say, and it was money and phone. Oh man, cold game, man. Hey, Dalmo, they see. I can talk about that, right? I can talk about all the phones that they had found in the kitchen there. You remember that? Right? They did the raid. They found over 100 and something phones, cell phones. Some wasn't even taken out the package. You feel me? Oh man, hey. So every time they would run in and do raids, people already know. So niggas is doing what they do and getting rid of evidence. So by the time the goon squad make their way to the building, everything is already out every So they was trying to figure we got to have a mole somewhere. There's a mole somewhere, right? Hey man, all I'm gonna say is this, man. Dalmo, that was some cold times, bro. That was some cold times, bro. You know that, bro. Cold times, bro. Cold times, bro. I remember I bought a phone one time, right? And I bought it from I bought it from them dudes was in cahoots with each other. The Southsider from Compton Vadio 70, the big fat dude, you know who I'm talking about. Him and the homie from Oceanside, Insane, right? They was all in cahoots with each other as far as grinding and getting the phones and making their money and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? So I remember I bought a phone from them. They coming down to my building to drop it off to me. Right? Now, one of the dudes always drinking. You know who I'm talking about. Drink in front of the police, all that. Drink. This nigga, they don't sweat him about shit. He do what he want to do. He drinking. He come with the drink. He drinking. He come with the specific police. Bam. They like, oh, there you go right there, because I was in C-section. I'm waiting on them to come and shit. So bam, when they come, I hear them in the rotunda. They like, oh, there you go right there. Come open this one. So they come with this specific police. He come open the door, right? He's like, damn, man, the police is telling me, damn, man, we've been looking for your ass everywhere, right? So they walk in and hand me the phone and envelope. He's standing right there watching the whole play, right? So I'm like, oh. And I see that, I was kind of shook. I ain't gonna even lie, right? Because it's the police. So I'm like, damn. But once I seen that it was all good, mind you, that police worked in my building, right? Once I seen that, I'm like, oh shit, this makes sense. This all makes sense now. Because one is tied into the other, then the other's tied into the other. This one come, this one bring the friend come, the other friend come and working in the gun tower, so everything is a play. Right? Hey man. And then we had it set up to where it was so many beatings on the yard. Dude was getting brutalized and beaten and stabbed up on the yard and all this all the time around the clock, right? It was so much of that. To where we was able to get it to where they had these little hard yards. We call them the hard yards. These are little yards that's connected to the side of the buildings. And these yards only be on 180, level 4, 180 yards, right? It's the little shoe yards, little handball yards, right? That can hold probably a good 50 people back there, right? And we used to use it. Where those yards is at is out of the sight of the gun tower on the main yard. So we used to use that little area to go you know, beat the shit out of dudes or stage fights and all this shit, right? So once we was given the green light to do that, it was happening so much. Well, motherfuckers went and started telling because they, hey, oh, you want to fight somebody? Don't worry about nothing. Come on, I got the perfect place for you. You feel me? And we was doing that. You feel me? And man, hey man, it was a lot there. That's all I'm gonna say. For real, for real. No reparations, no votes. Salute. Glad you was able to make the live, Brody. That move Robin say, I remember. Yeah, bro. You know that was a cold ass environment, man. Cold. Cold environment, bro. Cold, bro. UUGG or said this may be off topic, but what are your thoughts on if you spoken on him before? I was not well, no, I have not spoken on that person. I really don't have no thoughts on bro. You know what I'm saying? I know he a content creator. You feel me? He does his own thing, and you know, I don't have no thoughts on or opinions at all in that direction. You feel me? Salute to that brother though, doing his thing. You know, everybody create their own paths in this space, man, and you know, I don't knock nobody for doing their thing. You know, a person's truth is a person's truth. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to each his own. Everybody's approach to this shit is different. You feel me? And you know, everybody don't have to be the same. Everybody don't have to be on the same subject matters or topics or any of that stuff. So, you know, I salute to anybody that create originality and stick to originality, doing their thing, being. You have a lot of historical people, man, that's online. You feel me? People platforms that I look up to, like 16 to Life, of course, off the top. You feel me? Like Damian Porter, uh, uh, my bro Hoover Gumby, definitely another one. Young Trigger Bird, who's definitely on the rise. I see him like being big and making the right decisions that because he's still young. You feel me? And he's getting better every day. Every time I see him on the platform, he's getting better every day, man. I'm a real big fan of Young Trigger Bird. For real, for real. But other people like the Dalmu Keyway conversation as well. Uh, uh, of course, my bro Coach Zoe over at the Gangbangers Life Coach. I'm a fan of him. Man, there's a lot of different shows that I'm a fan of. You feel me? And that's just to name a few off the top of the dome. ODM Slim, of course. You feel me? It's a lot, bro. You feel me? UUGG said, just asking because I used to be wild too, but people like him and me need people like you. You're a true mentor, in my opinion, and we all need one. Hey, man, I salute to you, Brody, and I thank you for saying that. You feel me? I really do, and I understand. I understand y'all living in y'all time. And I understand that y'all times can't nobody time. I used to always trip on that myself as a young dude. I used to look at my older homies, right, that was around me and be like, damn, you old, like, y'all don't even think the way that we do, and you know, we just vibe different, and you know what I'm saying? I get that. I get it. Right? But the one thing that I'm absolutely proud of is I was able to be up under those same dudes that I used to be questioning, like that was older than me, that actually gave me a lot of truth to, um, a lot of truth to a lot of the aspects of the game that I needed. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I'm thankful for that, bro. For real, for real. Damu Robin said, oldest lake I seen, our building officer told us we had a foul cat on the line. Let us stab the boy. The homie dropped the knife, and when the squad hit the yard, stood on the knife. That's how real it was in that prison at that time, bro. Damu, Damu, what's crazy? Damu, what's crazy is this, right? What's crazy is this. The guy, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, was there with us. From what he said, he was there. He described certain situations that took place. He was there with us. And there was only really two buildings that he could have been in. The main building where all of North Daniels was at was my building. And I knew them all. I dealt with them all. You feel me? Which is amazing to me that his standpoint on everything is, but then again, that's a broken-hearted man. Broken-hearted. Oh shit. Hey, but hey, UUGGRR. Hey man, I appreciate you putting that in the chat because I do understand, bro, that you know, it's not a lot of older dudes that has the patience, you know, to actually sit back and go over the things that some of y'all need to know about without just crucifying you for not knowing it. We all was at a point somewhere in our life where with certain things that we didn't know, and we didn't want to be crucified for not knowing it. I remember feeling like that growing up and just like, damn, you know, there's certain things that I need to know. I don't want to be crucified for asking about it, for not knowing about it. You know, so that's the significance of having this platform, because we embrace you all. We invite you all. We're not here to crucify anybody. Just educate and build each other to the levels that we need to be built on. You feel me? And that's not to put that if you got fire in you, you got that soldierism, that natural fire. I've seen it in a lot of dudes behind the walls, right? If you just naturally got that fire in you, then it's cool to have that fire in you, right? But that fire needs to be directed. You feel me? It needs to be directed, and that's what we here to help, you know, the people do, is direct that fire. That's it, that's all. Not put out the flame, not, you know, crucify you. You feel me? As people would have you believe that we are angry and bitter here on these level 4 general population yards. That we are here to wreck you. Don't believe the hype. Do not believe the BS. They say it with such straight faces. I know it's hard, you know, to not want to take in what they're saying when they're making it sound good with these straight faces and demeanors. But y'all got to remember, they've been practicing the hell out this shit. Look at their videos real good. They edit out. They if it don't look good, cut that part out. Put this part in. We live here. Ain't nothing edited out. We can't edit these videos out when it's live. You can't edit. Y'all interacting with me in live time right now. My roundtable family. These dudes can't do that. They got to edit their videos because the truth ain't in them nowhere. They driven by a broken heart and hatred. Strictly out to cause division. Cause chaos and confusion between two different races. They not playing chess. They playing checkers. Be just you know, on point enough to be able to recognize if by chance you come across one of these guys' videos that has a broken heart, that got exiled, from their race, from their communities, from whatever organization that they once was part of. They got exiled away from this stuff. They are brokenhearted. They're driven by hatred. There's not an honest bone in these dudes. No matter how much they try to straighten up their mannerism, no matter how much they try to edit out those videos to make it seem like they are sincere gods when they can't even do it live. Not without being under the influence. They're going to be under the influence of something if they do it live. You feel me? They can't sit comfortably. This is where I have the advantage over them dudes. Y'all might have these bigger platforms and all that, right? These bigger audiences and, more opportunities to present your false narrative. However, we do it here at this platform, at this round table, one subscriber at a time, one viewer at a time, one episode at a time. You feel me? With a gang of wonderful, great co-hosts here at my roundtable family. I can't salute them enough, all of them. That take the time out their day, their hard day, to come sit at this roundtable and engage in greatness, in this historical movement that we are building, that we are perfecting every day. Every single day with truth, with honesty, and standing on that truth and honesty, not bending the folding for these dropouts and these PCs that's pushing false narratives. And some of these supposed OG gang members pushing false narratives. We're going to debunk all of it. As it's thrown our way to try to break us, we will continue to bat it away and debunk it. We will not fall off course, off mission, off truth, none of that. Straight up. Straight up. Damu Robbins say, yeah, them dudes was on your side. Yeah, man. Straight up. You feel me? But look, I done held y'all up long enough. I just mainly wanted to come get the message out, to the people. You feel me? With the understanding that these guys, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, and the other little buddy that got deported out to Mexico, right? That these guys are not affiliates or associates of their organizations. So please, respectfully, do not tie them to these guys that is purposely making race baiting videos to have people, blacks and Hispanics, going at it with each other. These are feeble attempts by PCs and dropouts, broken-hearted men that's making these videos of disrespect, that's trying to cause that division. They don't want to have nothing to do with that. They have nothing to do with that. You feel me? And we are definitely here to point that out. You feel me? And when we get on these dudes, we're getting on them. Period. You feel me? UUGG said, and a lot of that stuff's manufactured because dudes want relevant. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They will be relevant by any means, and we see that on the internet all day as well. You got those that's actively getting behind a camera and just disrespecting people hoods and dead homies and dead family members, right? All for views, all for likes. You feel me? All to go viral. That's the wrong approach, because you entering into a whole different field, a whole different level of the game. When you playing with your safety, your families, all that, when you engaging in that type of war, bro, you bringing nothing but bad on yourself when you are chasing a viral moment. We haven't learned from different situations over the years of people chasing them viral moments and it ending tragically for them. I don't know what else is gonna, wake y'all game up. But it needs to be woke. Do not be fooled by the false representations of people that y'all see online that's making a mockery of our culture. You feel me? These are simple clowns, individuals that is online occupying this online space. Really jokes and entertainment. They are jokes and at the same time entertainment. You feel me? So don't let them give you misinformation about what the truths of California is. Period. Don't be fooled. No reparations, no votes said things, bruh. It's our pleasure to hear a real life stand up man with experience in the worst situation and still have a positive attitude. Absolutely, man. Nothing gives me more pleasure of being able to come to this roundtable, right, and present to y'all so y'all can get a real feel of a person that's on the level 4, general population, mainline yard, right, where young homies ain't getting wrecked. We're not encouraging people to come to jail. We're not encouraging people to go to prison to get the prison experience. We're not encouraging none of that. We are discouraging you from putting yourself in a position where you're compromising your freedom or your safety. But if by chance you do that and you happen to make it to prison, this is what to expect. You either gonna go mainline or you gonna go PC. You feel me? And whichever one you choose, we're giving you the information, the accurate information, nothing that's false, nothing that's made up, nothing that's under false pretense like these guys over here that with the broken hearts would have you believe about the main line. Nah, we don't get down like that. Only truth's here. You feel me? So if whatever you decide, the information will be there for you accurately, right? That's what we do. Other than that, we discourage people from going to jail, from going to commit crimes, from joining gangs, and all that shit. And we use examples from our personal experiences to bring to this roundtable to discourage any of y'all from doing that. If you so happen to be a young man or woman that want to engage in the gang culture, you need to know what you're getting into. And if you're still willing to get into it, then hey, you're gonna know all the ins and outs of what's expected of you as gang members. And if you fail anything of what's expected of you, then and only then is when the game will change on you. And you will no longer be in good standings with the people that you took pledges with and for. Period. You feel me? But look, on that note, I'm finna go ahead and get up out of here, man. I've held y'all up long enough. I appreciate my roundtable family for being understanding enough to show up back here at this roundtable and we approach this topic, of these guys that's false prophesizing. You feel me? But also to allow the public to know, that at least those that is tapped into this roundtable, to know in no way, shape, form, or fashion is these guys 69 minus 10 with a J at the end or other little buddy that got deported out into Mexico. They have no ties to any associations of these organizations of the Southern or Northern Hispanics, point blank period. They are completely exiled and have nothing to do with either. So please do not be fooled when you see these dudes doing race baiting videos to try to get the two blacks and Hispanics at odds with each other. You feel me? When you see me attacking these guys, I'm going after these specific guys only. You feel me? So much love, much respect to the Southern and Northern Hispanics and all the Hispanics out there in the free world, man. Salute to all of y'all. On that note, though, to my roundtable family, hey, man, I love and appreciate you all. Thank you all for showing up as you always do, man. And to those of y'all that haven't became part of the family yet, hey, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Become official family members of the roundtable. You see what we on over here, and we're not veering away from the script at all. We just gonna continue to get greater with y'all participation Hit that like button, man. It helps. All engagement helps. You feel me? But on that note, I'm finna get up out of here. I love and appreciate you all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe out there. Let the people that's in your life know you love and appreciate them while you can, because tomorrow's promised to none of us. You feel me? On that note, I'm finna let y'all go. Love and appreciate you all. To the next time we meet at this round table. Triple gang.